Hey everyone, it's Sweet Caliber here again. So today we're going to be going over Homelander. Just a bit of basic combo breakdown, how to use his moves a little bit as well, because he is quite a complicated character. I know getting used to him, he gave me a bit more trouble than pretty much every other character on the roster. So Homelander's main specialty is going to be his Diabolical Dash move. So that's performed with a back forward 2, also known as back forward triangle. From his Diabolical Dash, it can follow into 4 different moves. The one you want to focus on typically is a Soaring Strike with a simple 1 press. So when you do the dash, hit square or 1, and you'll send your enemy flying up into the air. This can lead into many air combos and such. Now there are 2 ways you can get started with this combo. One of them is up front with a back 3 or a back X. But the other way is with using flight and coming up like that, which is a lot safer, but it's a lot more advanced. So if you're just learning him, I'd really recommend starting off in their face. But if you're planning to take these combos into something like online, I'd really recommend learning the other way. It's just a bit more difficult to get down, a bit more tricky. So to do that one, you're going to get comfortable with activating flight. You just press up and L2 at the exact same time. So from flight you can go directly into Diabolical Dash, and then if you do your Soaring Strike, unlike on the ground, how it lifts them up, in the air it's going to push them down, and you're going to be able to follow up quite a bit from that. Now it can be a bit tricky, you're going to want to be able to get it about that quickly, but to be able to do that it's going to take you a lot of practice, so just got to be patient with it really. Learning to pair his flight into other moves can be quite difficult. It takes a bit of training. Now as you saw before, we're going to want to follow that all up with a Hear No Evil move, which is a back 3, also a back X. It's pretty much going to stun your enemy for a fair amount and you're going to be able to follow up quite a bit. So what it's going to look like if you do it from flight will be just like that. You'll see it'll still connect. Despite it looking like the opponent has recovered, you can actually get that move in there without them recovering it. Now from then, you want to follow up with the smash hit, which is just a simple 1-2 or a square triangle. But this timing is quite difficult. You'll see here the 1 practically barely connects. So it's going to take a lot of practice to get the timing down. So you'll run that again. You want to start flight, then your Diabolical Dash, Hear No Evil and smash it. And that's what it's going to look like there. Now from there you have 2 options. One is by doing this where you go straight into flight immediately off of the smash hit. And you want to hit them with a simple 1 or square. And what you want to do after that is follow it up with yet another Diabolical Dash Soaring Strike, so you come flying down on their head. However, the timing for this is quite difficult. You will get it down in due time, but there is a way around it where you can still do a good combo out of it without needing to do that. It just gets a bit of extra damage in. You'll see if you're not doing it quick enough, you're going to be lasering, or you might do Diabolical Dash a little bit too late to follow it up. But if you get it just right, it's going to look like this. Just like that. From the beginning, I'll show you guys what that will look like altogether. Now let's say you're not exactly too comfortable with following this in, which would be fair. I actually gave up on it myself while learning for quite a while, just because the timing for it can be, it's not exactly inconsistent, but it takes a lot to get used to. If you don't want to go with that, you can also just do it straight into a Diabolical Dash. So instead of needing to do this, you can just immediately skip that step and then hit them with this. Which is going to sacrifice you a moderate amount of damage, but for learning purposes and just getting used to the rest of the combo can be a bit useful, and then you can learn doing this later on. So after you've learned and paired all of that together, now you're going to be slapping around your opponent twice. So that's a back 2-2 or a back triangle. Now I'll show you what that looks like if you pair it with everything else. with that, that's another one you can follow up straight into a Diabolical Dash, which is what we're going to be doing next. Now what we're going to be doing is using the Piercing Gaze move in midair, so good way to practice this a little is to just go straight out of the Diabolical Dash. Then you want to hit 2 and 1, or triangle and square. So it's going to look a bit like that. From there, this is where we're going to be bringing in Janet. If you don't have Janet, you can finish it right there with a triangle square and then a square and X or an L1. So you'll see here you can use L1 as well for that move. And it's pretty much because with Janet, we're going to be following into this one anyway. Whereas if we had Janet, we would be doing something a little like this. So now all the moves on screen at the moment will be your entire combo, with some Diabolical Dashes in between missed out, just because you can't favorite a specific move twice. Now I'll go from Brightest Day, the back 2-2, just to show you guys what the end of the combo is going to result like. Now I'm going to pair this all together for you guys and you'll be able to see the full combo. Now that's the entire combo. Typically you'll end up landing them in the corner as well, which can be quite useful. Now I'll show you guys as well from the Hear No Evil, just in case you're a bit uncomfortable with following it up with that. And that's how it looks that way. So there's a lot of other variations to this combo that you can do, such as, let's say we were hitting our Diabolical Dash into Piercing Gaze and then used Janet's special ability. You can follow that up into a grab, which will lead you midair, and then from midair you can come down on top of them and follow it into a whole new combo. So now I'll show you guys the entire combo if we add the Diabolical Dash grab onto the end of it. It's going to look a bit like that, and then you can of course follow it up with yet another combo. And that's pretty much the best I have for Homelander at the moment. Even if you learn all of this, he's still going to be a bit foreign to you. He's still going to be quite hard to use besides this combo. But he kind of just takes a lot of practice and a lot of muscle memory. And once you learn all of that and learn to use his Diabolical Dash in different ways, you're going to have him quite sorted. Now that's going to end it for this video. If you guys have any questions or feedback, make sure to leave it in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. See ya.